When I was a child, I noticed that a girlfriend of mine was growing distant and quiet. She was a very sweet little girl, very warm-hearted, very, very kind. Her and her sisters. She would never come over to my house, and I would invite her because I had the feeling there was something wrong. And I didn't know what, but there was just something wrong. And she would tell me I can't come over. My stepdad won't let me. And this one day she said this, and there was something about the colors of her voice. I have synesthesia. The colors of her voice hit me like an anvil out of the sky. So later that day when I got home, it just wouldn't leave me alone. Something was wrong. I didn't know what. I didn't know how to articulate what I was feeling. And as a latchkey kid, I was like, I'm walking over to her house. Between my house and her house was a school we went to. I saw my teacher's car parked behind the school. I went over to her house, knocked on the door. She answered the door. And her face dropped. All of the blood just out of her face, like a sheet of paper. And she whispered to me, "You shouldn't be here. You need to leave. I love you. Go home." And then her stepdad walked in to the room behind her. And when he looked at me, I knew for a fact, 1000%, that I was looking at a monster and I was in danger. And I said, "Okay, I'll see you tomorrow at school. I love you." And I left. And I went back to my school, to that car. I sat on the other side of the car so that they couldn't see me because their house was right down the street from the school. And I waited for my teacher to come out. I sat there wishing I'd brought a book. I wished that I could play some music because for me that is my safety as a synesthete. And the teacher walked up and I didn't realize I was crying. I didn't even feel the tears on my face. My heart was pounding in my chest. I knew something was way wrong. I knew it. When you look into the eyes of a monster and they're not wearing the mask, it's like you're looking into the eyes of a shark. So when she came up to me, she sat down next to me on the sidewalk. She knew something was wrong. And she asked me, "What's wrong?" And I just told her everything. I was like, something's wrong. Something's really wrong. And I'm a kid. Who's gonna believe me? But I need someone to listen to me and to hear me and to do something about this because my little girlfriend, she had sisters. They were beautiful little girls. And this stepdad, and what was he doing when her mom was at work? That teacher listened to me. Every time I went to her with something, she heard me, she listened to me, and she did something about it. The next day, my girlfriend and her sisters were gone. I never saw them again. And her stepdad went to prison. Unbeknownst to me, she was related to one of my parents' friends. And that friend started to talk to all the parents about what he was doing to my friend and her sisters. And they figured I probably knew her because we were in the same class. They were correct. So they started talking to me about certain things. You can imagine. And that was when I said I was the one who told the teacher that something was going on. That was me. I didn't see anything happen. She didn't tell me anything happened. She didn't have to. Later on, in middle school, I think it was, a friend of mine was being abused by his father. yet again. I went to the school counselor. I was told I would have to wait, and I said, no, you're gonna talk to me right now. Right now. I never come to y'all, but I am right now. And I told him what was happening. I was like, you see the bruises on his face. He did not fall downstairs. He did not run into a door. He's being harmed by his parent. And he was a sweet kid. I never saw him again either. He went to live with his mother. It is better to have lost those friends to a hopefully safer place. As I grew and became an adult, I went into working in private security to help keep people safe. I went into law enforcement to help keep people safe. I went into disaster relief to help keep people safe, and victims advocacy, same. And what I found in the so-called justice system was that if you are a victim of rape, no matter your age, more than likely you are not going to see justice. More than likely you are going to be prosecuted for being a victim, and the perpetrator will walk free. That is America. And the after effects, the healing, if you make it to getting on the healing journey, is grueling, because rape is torture. No one wants to have that conversation. They want to bring up nuts or sluts. What were you wearing? What did you look like? Were you drinking? This, that, and the third. But they don't ever want to say, why does he do that? And why doesn't he stop? And why don't we make them stop? Instead, everyone rug sweeps, makes excuses. We should really pray on him and forgive. Some things are unforgivable. For some things, there is and can be no forgiveness, because you don't just hurt that one victim. They never just hurt one victim. It is always multiple victims. And J.E., I guarantee you, has thousands upon thousands upon thousands of victims. And all of his buddies do to you. And it's a ripple effect. It just ripple effect. All they do is breed chaos. They deserve neither forgiveness nor forgetfulness. And if my friends ever see this, I have not forgotten you, and I love you, and I hope you're doing well.